goes out and shows how much like dedication and heart that this team has. You know, you can go down the line and every person sitting next to you and every teammate is going to give all that they can. I think that's what makes this team so special.
You guys faced really massive injuries in the middle of SEC play, and I don't think a lot of people understand kind of what goes into adjusting to that. What was that like for you guys as a team to have to adjust kind of on the fly to losing kind of key players in the midst of a really tough schedule?
I think it just goes back to like our confidence that we have in each other. We knew that each and every one of us had to step up, just give a little bit more as the coaches kept telling us. And I think that's what each and every one of us did. That's why we're still playing.
Hi, Tess. Can you describe kind of the team's energy going into this matchup in Kansas against Louisville tomorrow?
To still be playing in March, you know, you have something exciting. Every team wants to be in this position, and we're still here, so we just have to make the best of it.
Hey, Tess, you know, just to go through all the excitement that the game ended in that round of 32 game, how do you shift focus, you know, kind of leave that in the past and then, you know, really get ready for the Sweet 16?
You know, it doesn't matter how you win as long as you have one more point than the opponent, and that's what we had. So, you know, just knowing that everybody that we do face is going to give their best shot, just like we're going to give our opponent. But survive and advance is our mentality right now.
Obviously, we're not sure about, you know, Jordan Horson's status, but to have her be out for these games and be someone who gave so much to that team, did that kind of give you guys some maybe extra motivation to, you'll play through it and try to give her a chance to come back?
Definitely, you know, it just goes back to playing for each other, knowing that everybody's going to give their all. Jordan Horston, her leadership she was a leader on the court, but now off the court, just her encouragement, knowing that whenever you do come out, she's going to be there encouraging you, telling you what you can do better. So it's huge.
How proud are you of this team, you know, through everything you all went through, the injuries, you know, some tough losses there in the middle of the season, to still bounce back, show the toughness, and make it to the Sweet 16?
It's a great team to be a part of, and I'm very fortunate to be able to be a part of this team. The toughness and our competitiveness, you know, it's really been showing, and we hope to keep it going. Thank you.
Kind of like what I asked Tess, you know, you're obviously one of the leaders on the team, one of the point guards. For you, like helping the team adjust through, you know, pretty big losses. What's that like when it gets down to it, those practices, the nitty gritty of how do we play now without this piece in our offense or defense?
Yeah, really just kind of like Tess said, really just having that mentality of the next man up, being able to step up for the person next to you or the person next to you who's out, knowing how much they would give when they're out there. So really just trying to reciprocate that energy on the court.
To accomplish everything you all did, kind of what I just asked Tess, you know, through everything you all went through and still make it to the Sweet 16, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. Honestly, it's just so exciting. It's great to be in this position. And we know that if we keep working and just work for the person next to you, I feel like that's such a big staple of what we're doing right now and really our mentality and our mindset. We know that great things will come out of that. So just continuing that.
A team's culture is often something that can carry them through adversity, through challenges. And, you know, when I talked to Ian the other week, she said you are a huge part of help building this team's culture. What's kind of been your approach to that, or what you feel like you've contributed to help build a culture that you guys can fall back on through these, you know, tough stretches?
Yeah, I really feel like personally just being myself and not saying that like in a cocky way, but I feel like when I go in, I have a different style of leadership, and, you know, the coaches and everybody, they've helped me, I guess, grow in different ways and being more confident. And so just instilling that in my teammates, I feel like that's helped this team this year and helped me as well.
Thank you. Jordan, maybe going in as an underdog against the number 1 seed Louisville, does that give you guys a bit of an edge, you think?
I think it does. I think that we've been counted as an underdog a lot this year, especially when we've lost some of our players. But I feel like that's also what's fueled us this year and kept pushing us and motivating us to, go out and win, because people are looking down like, oh, they're down a few players, but they don't understand the amount of heart that we all have and the ability that we have to step up for each other night in and night out.
Going to go back to Jordan Horston, does her presence on the bench, what does that do for you guys still? Because she's still one of the most animated people on the bench, and knowing that if you guys could get past that first weekend, maybe she could come back.
Yeah, so I actually texted her the day before yesterday and just was telling her just thank you, because what she does on the bench for us is really good. No one coming out, she's just encouraging you, telling you what she thinks that you could get. It just really helps coming from a player's perspective, but as well as just knowing that if we go in and we play hard, we have the ability to, hold out so that she may be able to come back for us.
Hi, Jordan. After the final minutes of that Belmont game, when the outcome was completely flipped, does that kind of give you all a little bit of a sort of mentality or sort of optimism going into this game against Louisville, or maybe like a certain energy?
Yeah, I think it does. Honestly, during that game, we just kept telling each other in our huddles, we're going to win this game. Like, we're going to come out and we're going to be on top. And we didn't know how it was going to happen, but we knew that at the end of the night, with that mindset, that we would come out with the dub. Thank you.
Kellie Harper, what are, a couple of thoughts on making the trip today? We'll take questions.
Yeah, well, we're really excited about this opportunity that we have to go and play in the Sweet 16. And I told our team, I'm just very grateful that I continue to coach them this year. They're so much fun, and I think they have earned the opportunity to keep playing basketball, and that's what they want right now. And we're going over there a little bit of an underdog, probably have a chip on our shoulder, feel like we have something to prove. I think this team has really handled that position well when we've been in that position this year. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of confidence going over there, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you saw the photo that SEC Network posted of Pat Summitt hugging you back in the day and then you hugging Sarah Puckett. I just wanted to get your thoughts on if you saw it and what your reaction was.
Yeah, I did see it. And the first thing that I thought of was went back to my memories of that moment that we had just won our third national championship in Kansas City. And it's really cool to have that moment documented with so many pictures and to be able to remember back. And, for me now to have maybe a similar moment with Sarah or with any of our team, it's special. I've thought about the shot that she made and how many players for their career dream about that opportunity, dream about being able to do that. And as a freshman, she's already checked that one off the box. So pretty special moment for her and for our team.
Bart Brooks had some high praise for you after last game, talking about most people don't understand how difficult it is to adjust game plans and how you play to injuries like you have late in the season. For you looking back, how difficult was that for you as a coach? You did it all year, but especially in February.
Yeah. Making the adjustments when you lose significant contributors, it's difficult because typically you don't have one person stepping in and making up all of that production. So now you've got to piece it together. You've got to now find your new strengths, find some areas that maybe you can adjust to be better. And it takes some time. It does take some time. And our players did an excellent job hanging in there with us during that time as we were trying to kind of work through what that was going to look like. And they've stepped up. they've stepped their game up, and I don't think they. I've said this all year. They didn't flinch. They just kept doing what we asked them to do, and believing that it was going to pay off.
Coach, when you go through a game like you guys just did with such an emotional ending, such a thrilling ending, a lot of times teams can, ride an emotional high. Sometimes it can be a distraction. Do you feel like with, just having about a week off before, you play your next game, it really helps with kind of tempering things down and getting refocused?
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, both games were probably pretty emotional, and, you can pick up a stat sheet and look at minutes, and you can see maybe where there was a physical toll taken, but sometimes you can't quantify what that emotional toll can take out of players. So we actually had a couple of days off from practice this week, and the first day I wanted them to be together. So we brought them in and did some stuff together because I thought that was important. We just came off this big emotional win. I wanted them to spend time together and enjoy that still together. But starting the process of moving on. And this team's been pretty locked in all year. And I wouldn't expect anything different from them going forward as we're getting ready to play Louisville.
You've talked about, your honesty with the players, and they've talked about how, you lay things out so clearly for them. So kind of going back to that, when you have to piece things together, do you feel like that kind of trust in them seeing your vision paid off in those moments in February?
Yeah, I think so. I think we try to lay out a plan that they can understand, that they feel confident going out and executing. And, that might have been, hey, we need this person to shoot 2 more times. We need this person to get 2 more rebounds, and keep it pretty simple, because it didn't have to, no one had to overhaul their game, but everyone had to find a little way to get better. And then as a staff, we had to tweak some things. We had to, maybe prioritize a few different actions offensively. We had to get back to the basics defensively, because that's where we're going to find our strength. And, again, they've handled everything we've thrown at them. And, obviously you've got to start working through and have the experience with the personnel that's out there. And that they had the opportunity to do that. Coming out of these first 2 NCAA tournament games, our toughness, our resilience, you could see it, and their attitude and their mindset was exactly where you wanted to be. I was so proud of them.
Hi, Coach. What did these last few days, or really last few hours, look like before this game?
So when you're in the Sweet 16, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of other things that you have to work through. We'll travel today. We'll have practice. We'll have a team meal tonight. They'll actually do some study hall, make sure that we keep them on track academically as well. They'll be doing a lot of treatment and recovery at the same time. And then tomorrow we'll spend a lot of time, media, film, on the court, rehab, treatment. So tomorrow we'll be pretty focused on the task at hand. With the game being an earlier game on Saturday, we won't have all day on Saturday to do things. We'll do, I'm not sure if we'll do a shoot around or just a walk through Saturday morning, but it'll be nice time together tonight when we get there, to spend that time together, and then Friday's all business.
Coach, what kind of statement do you feel like this team could make with everything you've been through? And if you were to beat a 1 seed in Louisville, with a lot of people looking at you as an underdog?
I think, I don't know if I'd be able to contain myself if we win on Saturday. And I have a lot of confidence in this team. But I'm so happy for them. I think they've already made a big statement. I really do. But they want so much more. And nothing would make me happier than to see them get that.
2 quick questions. Do we have any updates on Jordan's status? How likely is she to return? And I also, second, I heard that, I know she wants to be a coach one day, and I heard she quite often offers you 2 cents on the bench, and some advice might have been taken over the weekend. Do you remember what that was, and what's it like to have her on the bench with your relationship you have with her?
Yeah, right now her status isn't looking good for the weekend. She's doing great. Her rehab is coming along, but the calendar is not in our favor for this rehab right now. She has expressed interest in being a coach. I think she would be a good one. I think she sees the game well. She's very competitive, very driven. She does like to talk through things. She'll come to practice and what do you see right here? She asks that a lot. She wants feedback in those situations. And so sometimes it's not, it's really a conversation that she's looking for. And that can be in practice. Usually don't have a whole lot of time for that in the game, but we have many conversations through the game. And, I know one thing that she does right now, she's pretty vocal when she's on the bench. And I think it's been really positive. It's not just genuine. I mean, it's genuine positive comments and encouragement to her team. And I think they feed off of that. Thank you guys for coming.